Kia ora, team. Yeah, you joined me here. I just decided to move, and I was just moving, and I saw a player, reasonably well kitted, and I believe that's him lying on the ground, but it might not be. Kia ora again, team. Right, so we're back at Grunts Pass. I left Yolanda sitting here, and here she still remains, which is good, and I don't think anyone's tampered with her. And sorry, Daisy dog gone nuts. I haven't I haven't found more than I got one door, which was pretty good. I mean, one door is better than no doors, right? So, but now regarding this grunting, so I've had a look online, and I've been to a few posts and forums and things, and information seems to be a little bit confused. The apparent consensus is that it's an infection and tetracycline should treat it, but it's not. And I've taken a lot of tetracycline, and yes, I take it, wait till the pill icon goes away, then take it again, and then take it again, and so on and so forth. The Gillman, thanks Gillman, has offered the comment that multivitamins and tetracycline would be useful. I don't disagree. I don't believe I have any of that. No, I do not. I don't think you can do anything with this. Can I do anything with this? No, can't do anything with that. So that's fine if I find multivitamins. At one section, forum section, whatever you want to call it, that I read, suggested that that it was salmonella, and that charcoal would treat it. I don't know. I'm not convinced on that one. I mean, if I find enough charcoal, I am definitely prepared to give that a go, which is in part why I'm here, which is Pobeda. So I've decided that what I might do is just head up to the medical clinic at Pobeda and see if I can't find maybe some more charcoal. And when I'm here, I'll scout out these cabins, because sometimes they have useful things like longhorns. I don't want longhorn. I don't know, jackets and maybe scopes, suppressors, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to try that out, and then we're going to be back on the road again. It's not. I mean, again, it's annoying, but it doesn't seem to be killing me, which is great. You know, I can eat, I can keep food down, and I can drink, I can keep water down. This is not a 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, is it? No, 3 way. You know, which is okay. So I'm just I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, given that I'm not actually, my health isn't getting worse. This is just an annoyance, and we'll just take it from there. So I'll have a wander around here, and then we'll get back on the road, and I'll probably check in with you when we get to our next stop. See you soon. Kia ora again. You might call me crazy, and that might be true. So we're parked on a dirt road up behind my favourite base, Tisy, which is up there, and we've taken a container out and we've buried it, just in case we die. Yeah, I'm gonna go and do the tents at Tisy again. And why? I don't know. But possibly sheer lunacy. I'm not not 100% sure. Um, yeah, things. I mean, you just, you know, just can't be scared of this stuff. There are good things there, and you know, and you can stand a chance of getting good things there. Like I could really do with a good pistol, good suppressors. You know, I did lose a good assault rifle along the way, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if I could pick up a better assault rifle. So so anyway, this is part of the road trip. Part of the road trip is doing Tisy again. Just the bottom bit, I think. So dawn is breaking, and that's what I'm gonna do. So let's hope for all our sakes that this doesn't end in tears, shall we? Well, I'll fill you in when I'm either dead or escaped. See you soon. Kia ora, team. Hope you can hear me with the sound of the engine. We're on our way again. That was interesting. Yeah, so it all got a bit loud again. It just seems like if you go down there and you or up there or whatever you want to call it, to Tisy, and you set one of them off, you just set all of them off, and I don't have a silenced weapon, so you know, the problem I had last time was I tried to do it quietly, and that doesn't work. Well, it didn't work for me. So yeah, this time I was like, well, it doesn't matter how noisy I am, because, you know, I'm gonna die if I don't do something about it. So I decided to do something about it, and I expended some ammunition. I've got some spare supplies, so that's not a problem. But I did expend some ammunition to deal with the problem, which I thought was better than dying. And that's that. Was it worth it? Lag. I got a better jacket. I got a field jacket again, which I don't know, but I might say that, in my opinion, the field jacket is probably the best jacket you can get. It's the best insulation. It's got a number of really good pockets, and I've got the green variant. I don't know. I had a black variant on my other incarnation, and I don't know if it comes in a camo variant. But it's a very good jacket. And I picked up some good gloves. But yeah, I did pick up a silenced bison, which is a pretty good as soon as I can get the rest of it, because I don't have a magazine for it, and I don't have bullets for it. So yeah, that's the situation with that. But it's a pretty good weapon to have in my stocks and supplies. So yeah, was it worth it? Well, I don't know. I mean, I shot some bullets. I tried grenades, which is interesting. I've never tried grenades before. And clearly throwing is something that I'm going to have to work on, because yeah, it's not half as easy as it looks, or something. I don't know. I don't know. I need to work on throwing. Maybe you guys have worked on some throwing. I should probably try it with something like tin cans before I kill myself with grenades. Yeah, so that's that. So anyway, we're back on the road again to the next stop, which is going to be Sinystok. I want to get some water I want to have a mooch around, see if I can find some charcoal tablets. I think you can get them. I think I've seen them in outdoor toilets. I think I've seen them in long drops. I don't think there's a medical place in Sinystok, but I'll have a look at the long drops and see what we got. And get some more water. I think I'm going up this way. Yeah, so that's that. So as soon as I find as soon as I get to Sinystok and I'm all parked up, I will I'll let you know. Kia ora team. This is not a screenshot. This is live. So this is interesting. Yeah, we're gonna be restarting, and really wondering what happened to us and our car. We were doing 35 kilometers an hour, approaching some trees, when the server appears to have crashed. So yeah, I guess we'll see on that one. I know I'm not going to be happy about this, am I? The server lagged out up there, and we appear to be right next to a wall. Tell me that you haven't trashed anything. Battery's good. Oh, radiator's good. Spark plug was always badly damaged. Right. Is my stuff in the trunk? It seems to be. Okay. Alright, well that's not nearly half as bad as I thought it might be. I will tell you that. So this is not where I want to be. So let's get in and go where I want to be. That was a close run thing. I was quite worried. I'm not gonna lie. Is this one? No, it's not this one. Should be a road up here. Is this it? This doesn't seem to be a road. Where's the road? It's over there. Yeah, okay. You're right. This is not good. Let's get out of this field. Now then, there's a wall on that side. Okay. Right, yeah, we follow this dirt track. Got it. Still a bit laggy. Anyway, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to Sinystok. Which is just down there. So what we'll do is we'll just pull off Oh, lag again. Come on. Oh. So it's just flick R2. That's how you stop it. Alright. Hello. One radiator. One radiator. One battery. And one spark plug. Thank you. Alright. Let's go for a mooch. And probably not anything strange, startling, exciting. I'll bring you in after I've been around Sinystok for a bit. Again, team. We've just finished running around Sinystok, and we didn't really find anything of use, to be fair. What we did find was a pistol, which is not bad because it's got 4 shots in it. It's got a suppressor, and it's only worn, which is the CR75, which I've had before, which is not bad in a pinch. So that's pretty good. We'll need to have a look at getting some more rounds for that, which is pretty good. Other than that, no, nothing strange, startling, or exciting, I am afraid. I did pick up this Savannah, though, which is badly damaged. It uses 308s, which is pretty good. It's bolt action, which is pretty good. But, no magazine, no suppressor. So I don't know. I've got it anyway. Thinking about it. And I'm sort of managing my illness. I threw up a bit. I think predominantly because I drank and then immediately ate. And I think the issue with this, whatever this is that I have, and no amount of tetracycline has fixed it. No amount of pain pills has done anything with it. Maybe if I find a medical clinic and I get a morphine injector, maybe that fixes it. I've no idea. But anyway, there isn't one here. So where were we? Map. Yeah. So my trusty little map. Remember the map? So we're here. This is Sinystok. We're somewhere here. So my plan is to make my way. I think the blue lines are dirt roads. The orange lines are major roads. You know, etc. etc. And I think the blue line is a trail. The yellow line is roads. The narrow yellow line is a dirt road. Red is a trail. Blue is a trail. But you'll see there's a road here, and it runs down past these power lines that run up to certain Poma, or whatever that is in English, certain Poma. And there's like a little campsite there, sort of in the middle, little campsite. And this is the biathlon arena, and I've not been to either of these, and we know campsites can be good for things, and they do have medical clinics. And I just want to go and have a look at the biathlon arena, just cause I've never been. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try and I think there's a windy old dirt road that takes us. Does it take us all the way? It looks like it might actually stop, but I don't want to be careful about that. I'll double check that, because if that dirt road does indeed stop and doesn't go all the way, that could be a problem. I can't see. Is that red line? I think goes down a road to Zaboloiti, which then picks up the main road to Tri Kresta. And there's a petrol station at Tri Kresta, and while we're doing okay for petrol, we will need petrol at some point. And an awful lot of cars, and I think a military checkpoint. So we're gonna go to Tri Kresta, because what I want to do is I also want to go to this castle, Kapoha, which is, what is that? Krona, I think. Yeah, so we want to go. We want to go and have a look at that. So that's the plan. So the plan is, night is falling. I'm not sure about traveling at night, driving at night. I mean, in theory I have headlights. I haven't looked up the controls. Let's see. What does the controls say? Vehicle, headlights, triangle. Yeah, okay. I don't see why not. So in theory I can go to the car. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I might have a little hydrate again. So yeah, I find little top-ups a little bit often with illness seems to be the way to go. So a little bit often of water, a little bit often of food, because if you throw it up, you automatically go down to the yellow, which is not good. Otherwise, I'm fine. You know, my temperature's good. I don't have any bleeding issues. I don't have any health issues. I just grunt a lot, and if I eat too much or drink too much, I throw up, which is inconvenient. Which may lend ammunition to the poisoning idea, which then means I need more charcoal tablets, which I don't have. I used to have charcoal tablets, but here's the thing, and here's possibly a tip. I think you can't multiple medicate, and what I was doing was I was taking 3 medications at once. So my tip to you would be, don't do that. My tip to you would be, try one, and if that doesn't work, stop trying that one, try the next one. If that doesn't work, stop that, try the next one. The general sort of consensus from the forums and things is about 4 or 5, maybe 6. So if you get 4, 5, or 6 pills in, and you take it, you wait for the pill symbol next to the illness to go away, then you take the next one, and you take the next one. If you get 5 or 6 pills in and nothing's happening, I'd stop it. And it's not working, it's not doing the job, move in. And codeine, I don't know, it's not doing anything for this. The noise is supposed to be pain, but maybe it's not pain. I don't know. So anyway, what we might do is we'll get out of here now that I'm feeling a little bit better, and we will get in the car and we will head through Sinystok. Sounds dangerous. Head through Sinystok, and we will try and find this road that we need to find, and then we will go and try and find this camp. I'm kind of conscious that if I go out there, I don't have anywhere to shelter, but I mean, c'est la vie, right? What's the worst could happen? Alright, battery. Okay. I don't think you can put it in from this side. There's a little hole that sort of sticks up in, which is there, which is odd, but anyway. Get in. Let's get the brake on. I already have the handbrake on, apparently. Wow, they are bright. So we might just skip the lights for now. Oh, my engine didn't like that. I must remember to stop and sort my engine out at some point. Right, now leaving Sinystok. Blimey. Guru team. Yeah, you joined me here. I just decided to move, and I was just moving, and I saw a player, reasonably well kitted, and I believe that's him lying on the ground, but it might not be. He might be running around down there. And I took a couple of shots. So, no, that's an infected. So, I think I got him. And obviously it's set off a bunch of infected, but he hasn't moved, or certainly the thing on the ground hasn't moved. So I'm gonna move in and see what it was, because if it's a reasonably well kitted player, for one thing, he's just looted this place. And for another thing, he might have a few bits and pieces of what I want. So we just need to circumvent all these infected. And I think what I might do while I'm up here is reload the Mosin, because I've just offloaded 3 bullets, I think. So let's go see, shall we? I'm assuming he was on his own. Let's see if we can get eyes on him. That's not infected. Where is he? Oh yeah, that. Well, that's not directed at me. It's definitely up that way. Well, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway. We'll be heading back up to the car. Didn't get what I wanted, which is no great surprise. And yeah, and it's late in the day for me, so we'll be heading back to the car and calling it quits. But yeah, I thought I'd bring you in for that. Probably from your perspective, nothing happened. I told you I shot some guy and you didn't see anything. But anyway, there you go. I suppose this is going to make a bit. Kia ora, team. We're up at the biathlon area. We've just driven slightly up the road. It's hosing with rain. So we're inside this little kiosk, I guess. Obviously there's now a whole lot of infected and a bunch of wolves you may be able to hear. I drove past them a while back. I wondered what would happen. Yeah, this came up at Novodmitrovsk, which, you know, I don't like. I've heard that wolves won't come into areas where there's infected, although those wolves sound pretty close, because the wolves and the infected fight each other. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting if they do show up, or if they don't show up. I don't know about this wolf spawning, about how persistent it is. You know, does that continued howling mean that they are definitely coming? Or not definitely coming? Because there's a whole lot of infected here, and if the wolves show up, the infected and the wolves are going to fight, aren't they? Isn't that what happens? I mean, I've seen infected chasing and killing animals, so I presume they would do the same with wolves. Although it seems to have stopped now. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe you guys know better than I about what the story is with that. Right, yeah, look, it's hosing with rain. I might want to see if I get it to that main building, but there's an awful lot of infected here. And I suppose I'm already soaking wet, who cares? Probably time for a snack. But, yeah, anyway, we're up here. I'll go for a wander around. If anything strange, startling, exciting happens, I'll let you know. Well, kia ora, team. Yeah, that was interesting. There's not a lot to see. Some cabins, and I didn't really find anything in the cabins that was strange, startling, or exciting, or particularly worthwhile. And an office block building and a bunch of garages, but again, not really a lot in it. Yeah, you look what one thing and another. It all got very interesting in terms of wolves did turn up. But in a slightly different part, so I took care of those separately. What I did do was I got another door, not the driver's side door, but I got the passenger side front door, so that's all sorted. which is jolly good. But yeah, other than that, not a whole heck of a lot. So that's probably it for this particular episode, and I will call it there. We're on our way down towards Tri Kresta. So I think we'll start with Tri Kresta as a completely new thing, and that will be part of our second part of our road trip. Just one thing that has happened, and I do know, is one of the spark plugs has broken, and the one that I'm using is currently badly damaged. I think I have some spares in the back of the car, but I will need to check that out, because I think that's the consumable, one of the consumables things with these cars, right? Is I think the spark plug gets damaged every time you use it. I'll check on that, but I think the spark plug gets damaged every time you use it, and then eventually you have to replace it, right? Or something. But that's definitely something to look into, because if I don't have enough spark plugs, eventually at some point Yolanda's gonna come to a bit of a halt, and we're gonna have to do something about it. And it looks like I've taken the wrong turning. So there you go. I'll need oh, and after me saying all that, let's hope we're not stuck out here, shall we? Because that would be pretty bad. Let's get it in neutral. Let's give it a go. No, we're all good. We're all good. Right, let me... or we will be if I don't keep stalling the car. Because if I keep stalling the car, then I better hope that I have a working spark plug. Right. Let me see if I can figure out where I went wrong, and get onto Tri Kresta, and we'll see you there. Kia ora again. Yeah, look, there we go. That's not too bad, right? We've got door needs repaired. I've got some stuff that can repair that. Right, so all we need is a driver's side door and a bonnet. And we're laughing. Yeah, look, I'm up in the hills behind Tri Kresta, as far as I know, and I believe it's over that way. So that's where we're going to leave it for now. It's been a fun little road trip. It's been very interesting. If only I could get rid of this grunting, that would be better. But look, we have a plan to try charcoal, and everybody says that might be the way to go. So that might be the way to go. And we'll keep an eye out for that, and we'll look for that. But otherwise, we're okay. We've got a car. We're mobile. I mean, the amount of ground we're covering is it's staggering. You know, we're oh hello. We're doing a really good job. So yeah, I really hope you're enjoying it. A lot of people have said they are, and that's great. So please like what you can, subscribe if you can. Please tell all your friends. Comments are always most welcome, and I'm getting quite a few comments. Thanks to the Gill Man for the extent of comments that he's putting in. And yeah, enjoy, and I hope you're learning something. What to do, what not to do. Some things. I might put together a bit of a tips and tricks. Well, hints and tips, or tips and recommendations. I don't know. That cover some of the things that we have talked about during our little journeys. We'll see how that goes. But that'll be it for now, and then we'll tackle another military base, and there's cars down there, so I want to check it out and see before we head down there what's available, because I don't know. I don't want to drive into it and get myself into a pickle and then damage my car or myself or whatever. So we're going to stop up here, we're going to go down, we're going to recce it out, we're going to see what we can get, then we're going to move on. Okay, ta-ta for now. PlayStation